So I want to go through the most wasted or neglected opportunity that e-commerce brand founders have when it comes to making more sales. We typically just look at the next sale. What are we doing today, this week, this month, if we're lucky, planning that far ahead to make more sales or get new people in the door. But what I'm going to talk through is one of the most missed opportunities that I see ecom brand founders make. And ironically, it actually assists in making more sales, but we just can't see the forest for the trees. Or if we don't have the experience or guidance, then we just don't see how big an opportunity this actually is. So I'm going to go through exactly what this looks like. And this is through my own experience co-founding e-commerce business in 2013 and helping over 300 e-commerce brand owners through my up-level mastermind and ecom blueprint programs. And I just like to share my thoughts and experience with my YouTube community as well. So what I'm talking about here, and this came up on a call the other day with a client, is around customer reviews and testimonials. Now, we know them. Hopefully you're prioritizing them as a business owner, no matter how long you've been in business. But this was a really, really valuable conversation in my community because it emphasized or re-emphasized the importance of gathering them and then how we actually market them, which was the actual question. So it was a client, Alison, I think it was, who basically said, look, I've got 100 reviews, 200 reviews, whatever, and I get them all the time. I've got an automated system. Sometimes I reach out manually, sometimes I speak to customers and whatever it is, her focus is on the generation of reviews because she knows through our teachings that there needs to be volume, of social proof and also recency of social proof. So that people as customers want to see a lot of reviews and they want to see them recently. Again, just think about your own personal customer experience when you go to a restaurant, go some accommodation, buy online, you want to see the reviews and you want to see that they're within the last week, last 2 days, last 3 days. And then even better is to see that they have 100 or 500 or 1,000. You just have to look at Amazon, who are far superior to every other brand out there. People will buy just because of the reviews. People will buy this product over the 10 others because of the volume of 5-star reviews. So we need to be considered in the same bucket, no matter how much revenue you're doing, whether you're doing $100 a month, $1,000, $100,000, it doesn't really matter. It all means the same. It is all as important as the same. So first of all, the focus on getting reviews and customer testimonials, the better. Written, visual, even better, right? Through imagery or, even video reviews or testimonials as well. Like super important. Now, Alison realized the value of these and she was like, well, look, how can I get more word out there about these? And we started the discussion around, well, this is a extremely powerful marketing tool because yes, we can talk about how good our brand and our products are, but there's nothing more powerful than other people talking about it, okay? So let's just say she had a couple of reviews in the last couple of days and she wanted to know how to market that. So we stepped through it, okay? My answer was broadly by any means necessary. But what I actually suggested was to set up a standard operating procedure, an SOP, or honestly just like call it a workflow. For every review that comes through, we follow these guidelines. Okay. Now this is really manageable when you new to business or you haven't been in business that long and you're not getting many reviews through or testimonials, but you want to get to the point where you're getting really busy and you want to get to the point where you're, so busy that you may have to dish this off to somebody else. But the point being is if we have a process, it becomes really easy and it becomes automatic for us to go ahead and do this. So firstly, I'd recommend having a standard operating procedure with what I'm about to go through of when every review comes through, this is what we do. Okay. So firstly, we went through the channels. Okay, so a review comes through, as I say, it could be written, it could be visual, but regardless, we want to be able to promote it. So the first thing it's going to do is obviously going to go onto your site. It could be your product page, it could be your main site. It doesn't really matter. It could be Google, it could be Facebook. It doesn't actually matter the platform, but I would recommend when you go and ask for reviews from people that you do focus on just one platform. Okay, so that's the first thing. It's going to be across platform. The second thing we want to do is put it into our content, right? So it might be our stories, for example. We want to take a story on our Instagram and Facebook and promote it, okay, in terms of a screenshot. That's what we can go ahead and do. One thing that people like to go ahead and do, which I've seen work really, really well, is you can read the review. You can create a reel or a story or a post about this, and you can actually read the review from a happy customer. So we can use it in our organic content. And this is why frequency and recency or volume is really, really important because, imagine if you're doing a reading of a review every day. And your customer base is seeing it's like, gee, these guys have so many customers. This product must be great. They come to their own conclusions. But social proof is the most powerful thing we can have. So you can read reviews, you can post reviews, you can use it in your socials as often as you possibly can. That's something that Karmic has done, and we recommend people do over and over and over. You can't have enough social proof volume matters. The second thing is you can put it into your email content. So Karmik likes to put the quotations in the headline, the subject line, or even the banner. It's just best cleanse, or I lost 5 kilos, or whatever the pain point might be, even for the topic of the actual email might be. It's really, really powerful to put in our email content. So you can put this into campaigns. You can even send out a before and after. You can send out the pain point or the pleasure point that this product or person experienced using your product. So having a topic around this can be really crucial. What does this do? It creates relatability. Okay, there's something that I call fractal patterns, which basically means if something is true on one level or for one person, there's very high chance it's going to be relevant and relatable to a broad audience of people. This is what our product does. That's why you never consider your market to be too small, too niche. There's going to be more people exactly like that. And so putting into your email correspondence, we need to put the word out there, because it might not be that first, second, third customer review or testimonial that might resonate with that person, but it might be the fourth or fifth. And then they're suddenly customers because that person is exactly like them. Okay, so you can send campaigns first, and then if it hits, if it resonates, then you can put into your email flows, and that's there infinitely. Okay, the third part to our marketing triangle, that is to put it through ads. Okay, so this is content for ads. We can put through imagery, we can put through quotations, we can put through anything that is going to get more attention. Again, if it's working on that small scale, that organic level, then it's going to enhance your results using paid ads. So you can leverage this, and it can be in an evergreen capacity, meaning an ongoing capacity, meaning a branding capacity. Okay, you can put in your bottom of funnel, your retargeting, to be like, hey, we just checked out your site, check out these 1, 5, 10, 20 different customers who have used our products. And it's undeniable proof. And I'm seeing this more and more and more. What cuts, the wheat from the chaff with successful brands is proof, undeniable proof, until people who are in the market looking for a product like yours just almost cave, and they give into it. This product must be the best. There must be something, worth purchasing for, so I'm going to buy it. And so this is where my whole emphasis on this is today, because people underestimate it, right? They think that they're too small, or they don't have confidence enough in their product, or they're overwhelmed, or they think there's so many other options out there. They just don't have the belief in their product from a marketing perspective. Obviously from a production perspective, you started your business for a reason, but from a marketing perspective, they just don't have that belief. So customer testimonials and reviews do two things. One is it stacks your personal belief. Okay, everyone you get through, everyone you strive to get should stack the belief in your product, give you confidence in that product. I remember when Karmik, when we were delivering to people's homes in those first few years, literally, we were doing everything throughout the day, producing the juice cleansers, and Sam and I were driving around Melbourne at, 6 to 9 o'clock at night, delivering the juice cleansers. It was very tiring, but it was the most gratifying point, because we could have a conversation. We would have a conversation with someone that did a cleanse 2 weeks ago, and they'd say, this is what I loved about it, this is what I liked about it, or what about this? And it gave us information to put into, the marketing material, for example. And so that's exactly what reviews can do. And it gave you gratification for what you were doing. Whew, they loved it. Oh, they got amazing results. I'm so happy. Now I'm way more confident to push that message or to push that advertising SKU, to this target audience. So it helps you first and foremost. But then secondly, we can wrap that or repackage that customer testimonial review in so many ways. In every marketing channel, it creates immense confidence in that person on the other end, the potential customer or even existing customer, that your product is what you say it is, and it's worth the dollars they're going to spend on it. So it's two-part. Do it for yourself, okay? But then do it for others and the potential it can do. Because these reviews, every single review you can almost quantify. It could be worth thousands of dollars to your brand. Again, volume and recency. So the focus over here in gathering, and then the standard operating procedure of, okay, cool, every time something comes through, we're going to do this. We're going to create the story. We're going to read and do a reel or a post of that review on our socials. We're going to send an email about it, and we're going to put it into our ads. It becomes undeniable. And suddenly it's not you promoting and selling on behalf of your own brand. It's someone else doing the exact same thing, which is arguably 10x more powerful than us doing it ourselves. Okay, so this is what I wanted to emphasize, the social proofing and how to use it. It's the biggest opportunity, because you don't need thousands. Of course, that's the point we want to get to. But even if you've got 10, that's arguably 4 times 10, maybe 40 pieces of content, marketing content that you can create that can either be for now and or for evergreen content moving forwards. Okay, and that just stacks. So no one should have any shortage of content if the emphasis is there on generating customer reviews and testimonials. Okay, so I hope I've drilled that point home. I hope this was valuable for you. If it was, I'd love a like, love a subscribe. I'm creating videos like this all the time, so follow along. If you want to know more about how we help e-com brands, you can click on the link below, check it out. But other than that, thanks for being here till the end, and I'll catch you in the next one.